Shine D-G-O-P-O-O-P-E-D-O. Fly in the sky, we remind me of egos. Bust two desert egos, right like in a Rigo. Keep 5 blue to my side for any Evo. Shine D-G-O-P-O-O-P-E-D-O.
Yeah. Hello, this is Hunter Mock for The World Around You. And I am going to be showing you my NHL 2012 predictions this year. Okay, let's start off. Number 1 seed New York Rangers against number 8 seed Ottawa Senators. And I find it really weird that I'm going to choose an 8 seed over a number 1 seed. And I didn't think it was going to end up this way. But Ottawa has a great record of beating the New York Rangers. Not only that, I'm a huge Ottawa Senators fan. So I have them pretty much winning the first 3 games, setting back a little bit, and then finishing up the series when it comes time for crunch time. So number 4 and 5 is the next seeds we got. Pittsburgh against Philadelphia. Usually a classic playoff matchup. Now I got Pittsburgh winning 2 games and then Philadelphia winning 4. I just think that Pittsburgh had too many people having injuries, and Philadelphia is just a physical threat. So that's why I'm having them probably winning. Pittsburgh will probably win a few home games, and then Philadelphia will just take over. We got 3 seed Florida and number 6 seed New Jersey. I think it's really crazy that I have all upsets right now. But you know, you look at Florida and you just don't know if they can do it. Are they that good of a team? And I just don't think they are. But they might change on me, who knows, and they might end up winning. But for right now, I got New Jersey winning it 2-4. I think that New Jersey's just always been that solid team, and I'm kind of taking a safe bet on this one, even though they are an upset team. Number 2 seed Boston and number 7 seed Washington. This is a very easy pick. Washington always chokes up right in the playoffs, and Boston is just a really good playoff team. So that's why I got this series going 4-1 and Boston winning. Now let's move it over to the West. We got number 1 seed Vancouver against number 8 seed Los Angeles. Now I was really hoping Los Angeles would take the number 7 seed or the number 6 seed. But sadly they didn't. And with how things went last night, they just had to change up their seeding, and they got stuck in a really bad seed. And quite frankly, it happens to them quite too often. I just don't think they're going to get out of this one. I have this game going 4-2, even though Los Angeles is a great team. I think Vancouver's just still that raging bull that'll never be tamed, you know. Then we'll move down to 4 and 5 seed. And I'm a huge Detroit fan too. Not quite as much of a Detroit fan as I am an Ottawa fan, but they're still like my 2 favorite teams. And that's kind of the only deciding factor I had going against Nashville and Detroit. I mean, they're just really similar teams, and you know, they're just going to be one of those great teams that you're going to see a really good battle for. I just didn't know which one to choose, and I went with the hometown thing, so that's why I'm choosing Detroit to win this one. We got Phoenix against Chicago, and even though Chicago got a lower seed, I mean, come on. I don't think the Coyotes are going to do squat against these guys. So that's why I got the Coyotes not winning one. Chicago shuts them out and advances. So the next team we got is St. Louis, number 2 seed, against number 7 seed, San Jose. Now the thing is that these teams are just really great. And I don't really know how San Jose's been doing. I haven't really followed on them since they lost all those players to the Wild. But I do know that St. Louis is on fire this year. And I just think that they're going to go all the way. I kind of just spoiled my choice. But I do think they're going to go all the way. So I got 4-2. I just think San Jose is really going to fight. The matchup we have is the Vancouver Canucks against St. Louis. Now, this is going to be a really, really, really hard game to decide. And this is probably my game to watch, just because these teams are doing just so well this year. I'm going to have to say that St. Louis is going to take this one. And then Canucks are not going to give up easy, but I just don't think that they're going to get that roll they're going to want. So I'm going to say 2-4. I know a lot of people are going to disagree with me on this one, but I'm going to have St. Louis advancing, and that's just how it's going to go, at least in my bracket. Next we got Chicago and Detroit. Now, this is a classic rivalry, and I can relate to it really well because I'm from Michigan. But even with all that, I still see Chicago winning. Sorry. I see them taking this one 4-1. Chicago moves. Got Senators in Boston. You know, as much as I love the Senators and I think that they could just possibly pull it off. You know, they've won one game against Boston so far. So it's not impossible for them to win games against them. I just don't see them. They're not going to be as dominant as a playoff team as Boston is. So that's why I'm going to say Boston moves on. And I'm going to call this game Boston wins 4, of course. And then the Senators are going to win, let's say, 1. New Jersey and Philadelphia. Another good matchup, fair. I kind of liken it to Chicago and Detroit, but, you know, I don't think New Jersey's going to have it to put it up against Philadelphia. I'm going to say this game goes 3-4, and, well, maybe not even that. I'm going to say this game goes 4-2. St. Louis against Chicago. I'm going to take St. Louis. If they can beat the Canucks, they can beat Chicago. And I'm saying that this game goes 4-3 just because Chicago never stops fighting. Let's go to Boston and Philadelphia. Pretty easy one. I'm saying Boston wins this one 4-2, and maybe even less than that. Stanley Cup Finals. We got St. Louis and Boston. Really taking St. Louis to win. And, you know, just something about teams coming out of the gates this year, not just with NHL. We're talking, who would have even thought that the Giants would have won it? I wouldn't have thought the Mavericks would have won it. I just think the trend's going to continue in hockey. And besides that, they got one of the craziest bracket pickers of all rooting for them. And I'm talking no other than the man Schweppy himself. Yeah, this guy. Okay. Well, anyways, there's my bracket. And make sure that you subscribe, like, comment. Flare War, I don't really care. You know, look up those videos and share them. Thanks.